Hello everyone, and we're pretty much just about finished with all the modeling we have to do, but one last part that we have to do to complete the face, or actually a few parts that we have to do, are the eyebrows and the inside of the mouth. And so we're not the eyebrows, but the eyeballs and the inside of the mouth. So let's get started with those. So in order to make the eyeballs, you just want to cursor to the center, Shift A will make a UV sphere. 32 is fine. Turn it to smooth, and make sure tab in the edit mode. Rotate this 90 degrees so that the circles here are facing forward. We don't have to do too much with the eyeballs, really, unless you're making a photorealistic character, which we are not. All we really have to do is scale it down, move it up, scale it down, and then move it back here. Make sure it's placed nice enough. You might want to scale some of it up, move it out a little bit, move some of this forward. Like so. Okay. So the eyeball is kind of poking out these, socket here, and that's all right. We just have to maneuver the geometry of the face to actually match that of a sphere or the eyeball. So we're just gonna have to do some slight tweaking, not too much, just moving some of these vertices out. It shouldn't change the overall shape or contour of the face too much, if at all. So make sure that the eye is over the eyeball. I want to bring this back part in. Make sure. So we'll bring some of these down to give that some more space. There we go. And then on the inside part here, we can just move that in there. There we go. All right, so now all we have to do is add a mirror modifier to this eyeball here, and then we're going to rotate the center of it just a little bit so that the eyeball is in the center of the face. Or not the center of the face, but the center of the, the eye here. And now, view box select all these. That should be enough. Oh yeah, another thing you might want to do is rotate this up some. Like so. So it's like he's actually staring at you. So again, I'm going to select these, and I think that's fine. So now we have to go to the materials tab here, make a new material, leave that white. We'll name this material eye white. And then we'll add a new material, we'll assign this, and we'll name this, color eyes do we want to give them? How about green? like a darker kind of green. And we'll name this eye color. And then we'll deselect this one, add a new material, assign it, and this time I want this one to be black. And then we'll name this one, what is it, pupil? Don't know how to pronounce that, so if I misspell it, or better yet. I was right the way I was spelling it the first time. We'll should put I. Alrighty. So now our character has some eyes. Now, I'm not gonna lie, they look a little off. So let's try rotating this. Too far. There we go. That green, I think, is a little off-putting. We'll maybe change it to, I don't know, a brown. And we'll maybe even, just so that we can add some more. There we go. I like that better. Alrighty. So that's the eyes. Now for the inside of the mouth, or the teeth, what we're going to do is go to edge mode here, select that inside part, and just extrude it. SY0, just flatten that out. Smooth that some. There we go. Flatten it out again. Right, so we're going to hit 5 on our number pad to go into perspective view so that we can go inside of the mouth here. And now what to do, okay, so we're going to, whoops, Control R, add an edge loop about right here. All right, we're gonna go back into orthographic for a second, just extrude out, extrude all the way down there so that it looks like when he opens his mouth, it looks like he has a throat. Okay, let's go back inside of here. And let's grab these faces, or do I want these faces? Let's see. Ooh, I think I might want those. Yeah, so we'll take these faces here. Let's just select them again. And the top. So just so that we can see the faces better, we're going to click this triangle, upside down triangle in our modifier stack for our subsurf, and that'll enable us to see our mesh and its points a bit more clearly. There we go. Now, how much teeth does he need? Okay, that's good. That should be good. All right, so now what we're going to do is E to extrude that, and we're going to scale it on the Z axis. Make sure you have center origin point as your method of scaling, rotating, and that sort of thing. And turn off proportional editing. Scale that on the Z axis, like so. All right, so those are the gums. These are the gums. All right. Now we're going to E to extrude that again, and this time we're going to hit Alt S to kind of scale, move them down inside of the mouth. Alt S again. All right, so for this part, we're going to just move these guys in, just move them in like so. And the teeth are actually going to be fairly easy because this is an anime character, and so we don't have to do all the different types of teeth. Or at least we don't have to do them in nice amounts of detail. We can just, place some teeth in here, which is what I'm going to show you guys how to do. Make sure you edit these gums accordingly, because we're going to place the teeth inside of here. All right, so I was just noticing that the top part here is a bit behind the bottom part, and that's okay. It's not that big of a change we have to make. We just have to move it up. Move it on up. There we go. And then we can take this part just so that we don't have a underbite going on. Let me just move that on the Y. And let's fix the shape. And alrighty, so now let's make the teeth. So the teeth are really, really simple. All we have to do, cube this time. Scale this cube down, tab into edit mode, and scale this on the x-axis. Control R, add an edge loop, hide it, select these, X, delete vertices, Alt H, unhide that, add a mirror modifier, select this here. In fact, we're gonna move this to its own layer, so let's just move this to the bottom layer just so that we can clearly see what we're doing with the teeth. And take that, rotate it over like so. So I'm gonna extrude till we get back here, and then we're gonna scale that on the Y, 0. And honestly, that's pretty much the front. That's pretty much the top and the bottom of the teeth. I want to show you how we get the bottom from this, but it's, again, fairly simple because it's a anime character. So what we're gonna do is just to get the K9s in there, just to add a little bit of K9 indication. I always do that. And let's add a subsurf modifier to this. Let's extrude these down. I forgot to turn on clipping on my mirror modifier. That's fine. Just go in here and make sure you delete that extra face that's made there. And we can sharpen this top and maybe the back. Bottoms of these. Alrighty, so that's the top. Now, just move this up, Shift D, move it on the Z axis, SZ -1. Hit Control N, flicks those normals, and we're going to P, separate this by selection just because we're going to scale that down a little bit. And there we go. So I'm just going to move that so that they're touching, move these back a little bit. I'm going to go to these K9s up here, and I just want to move those teeth in front of these. And smooth shade that. Smooth shade that. Again, we can bring these down, whichever one. These down. Like so. All right, there we go. So that's pretty much the teeth. And so I'm just gonna select both of these, Control J, and I'm gonna apply the mirror modifier on these guys now. We're gonna apply all the other mirror modifiers that we have later, but we just wanted to get that out the way because that's the mirror modifier we don't need it anymore. So let's move this back to the first layer and tab into edit mode. Always make sure you do most of your editing in edit mode unless you have a specific reason to rotate and scale something in object mode. I would usually suggest that you do that in edit mode to keep your object center where it keep your object origin point where the actual geometry is, or where you want it to be in relation to the geometry. Let's hit 5. Let's go in here. Well, there we go. That is the teeth. We don't really have to fit them in the gums per se. However, it is good to have an indication of gums there. So it just gives the mouth more of a mouth-like appearance. Because we made the gums, I'm just going to go ahead and try to fit them over the top of these teeth here. Okay, that's good. And then the bottom ones, just want to come back here. Move these so they can fit, or the teeth can fit inside of here. Ready? I'm going to do the same thing with that one. We're going to do the same.